Hello, I'm Tootight Lautrec and welcome back to the Shakey Sonnet Show. We're here in the Sonnetarium at the bottom of the down staircase in the permanently sequestered remainder section of an unnamed local library which may or may not have some drag queens couchant loitering drunkenly on the steps. Today we are going to look at Sonnets 33 and 34, and oh, the shade. Someone is raining on someone else's parade. In Sonnets 31 and 32, it was all gothic seduction and horned-up zombies. But in 33 and 34, ask not for whom the sonnet tolls. It tolls for thee. In Sonnet 33, the narrator is all, I can't even look at you. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not going to mention you. I'm just going to sit here and talk about the weather. And if you hear something that reminds you of something, then good for you. The poet is so emotionally distant. The sonnet itself is addressed to nobody. He just reverts completely to metaphor and never mentions any specifics about the lover. So let's dive right in to this chilly little sonnet. Sonnet 33. Full many a glorious morning have I seen flatter the mountain tops with sovereign eye, kissing with golden face the meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. Anon, permit the basest clouds to ride with ugly wrack on his celestial face, and from the forlorn world his visage hide, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. Even so, my sun one early morn did shine, with all triumphant splendor on my brow, but out, alack, he was but 1 hour mine. The region cloud hath masked him from me now. Yet him, for this, my love no whit disdaineth. Sons of the world may stain, when heaven's sun staineth. So, right away, we've got the first quatrain, which talks about full glorious mornings. I mean, I remember the time when life was wonderful and the sun shone brightly on my face and the sun kissed the heavens. And actually this line 4 is such a really beautiful line. Gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. It's a wonderfully effective line. It gives a sense of wonder and the passing of time and movement, of color and of magic. So the first quatrain. Full many a glorious morning have I seen, flatter the mountaintops with sovereign eye. We see the sun come out, beam upon the mountains, kissing with golden face the meadows green. So the meadows come out, the sun kisses it with his golden face, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. And you almost see the streams come alive with the glitter of gold on them as the day dawns. It's really quite beautiful. But then, in the second quatrain, the clouds roll in, and it's not just clouds, but the basest clouds, meaning not necessarily just the lowest clouds, but there's the intimation of the basest clouds, like the meanest, the most vile clouds, that ride with ugly wrack. And wrack is supposedly low-flying clouds that go by very swiftly, just like Shakespeare. I have to stop giving him so much to drink, I have to say, before each. Oh. Anyway, so see if you can hold yourself together there, Shake. And the ugly wrack are low-flying, fast-moving clouds, but there's also the sound of wrack, which gives us the idea of rack and ruin. And it's got that heavy CK at the end, that hard consonant sound. That helps us know that something's up. Anon permit the basest clouds to ride, with ugly wrack on his celestial face. So the clouds come out, spoiling the whole day for everybody. And from the forlorn world, his visage hides. The sun hides his face from the forlorn world. It's all clouds and rain and threatening darkness, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. The whole day's been marred by the clouds coming out and hiding the sun. If you're not getting it too much, I'll let you in on it. Like, you used to shine on me, and now the clouds have come out, and I'm not quite sure why. And I don't much like it because it's ruining my whole day. This is what is going on here. Even so, my sun, one early morn did shine. I'm not talking about anyone in specific, but I'm just saying one day my sun shone on my face, but it shone on my face with all triumphant splendor on my brow. But out, alack, he was but 1 hour mine. So the fickle little sun went away and left me in the clouds, left me in the day where there's no sun, no happiness, no nothing. The region cloud, the lower flying clouds, hath masked him from me now. Whatever storm is brewing in you, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You used to shine on me. You no longer shine on me. I'm not even speaking to you. I'm just talking about the weather. But if you're getting it, I hope you are. You used to shine on me and no one's shining on me anymore. I'm just saying. Yet, him for this, my love, no whit disdaineth. I'm not saying it bothers me. I'm not saying it's changed anything, but it kind of bothers me. Sons of the world may stain when heaven's sun staineth. Now this line has got a lot in it. There's all of the suns in here are the S-U-N, meaning the sun in the sky. But it also could mean the sons, S-O-N, sons of the world, like the men on the earth, who are not heavenly, who are just men, who are just as base as any other thing alive, may stain. Stain could mean outshine, apparently, in Elizabethan times, but it could also mean to ruin everything. When heaven's sun staineth. And this when heaven's sun staineth, it could mean when the sun is blocked, or it could mean since the sun is blocked. So there's a lot going on in here. So in the second quatrain, it's like, you know, I'm just saying something's going on here. In the third quatrain, things used to be fine, even so it's not. I was happy once with someone, I won't say who, but whoever that is dead to me, or will be shortly. And then the couplet says, you know, I know this is going on, you used to shine on me, you're no longer shining on me, I don't know what's going on. That's okay. Don't mind me. I'll be fine. No, really. I said I'm fine. Okay? That's this sonnet. And we go from there to Sonnet 34, which is intimately connected with this one. And we know that because it continues the theme, number one, but also if you look at line 6, the rhyme in line 6 in Sonnet 33, line 6 is the word face, and line 8 is the word disgrace. And lo and behold, in Sonnet 34, also, line 6, the word is face, and line 8 is the word disgrace. So there's a similar theme going on, and there's a similar sound even going on as we get to the next sonnet. Sonnet 34. Why didst thou promise such a beauteous day, and make me travel forth without my cloak, to let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke? 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break, to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face, for no man well of such a salve can speak, that heals the wound, and cures not the disgrace. Nor can thy shame give physic to my grief. Though thou repent, yet I have still the loss. The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offence's cross. Ah, but those tears are pearl which thy love sheeds, and they are rich and ransom all ill deeds. And yes, I said sheeds and not sheds because apparently there was a convention in Elizabethan times where sheds could be spelled as sheeds so that it can rhyme with such words as deeds. So what's going on here? Why did you promise such a beauteous day and make me travel forth without my cloak? You told me everything was going to be fine. You told us it was going to be sunny days every day. What's happening? Why did you tell me why did you promise me such a beauteous day and make me travel forth completely defenseless without my cloak to let base clouds, whatever clouds are gathering in your attitude toward me, to let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke? And bravery here is finery or sumptuous apparel. 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face. My storm-beaten face, which, has had a few years on it anyway. The sun's been... We don't have sunblock here in Elizabethan times, but not just that. I've been crying all day long. My storm-beaten face. It's not enough that you come through the clouds and try to dry my tears while I'm crying because you're not paying attention to me. For no man well of such a salve can speak that heals the wound and cures not the disgrace. You think you can hurt me? You think you can make me cry and then say, oh, I'm sorry, and try to dry my tears? That doesn't work for anybody. You can't just keep hurting me and then apologizing and expect everything to be okay, because it's not okay. You can't just do that. That's what's going on here. Nor can thy shame give physic to my grief. Oh, you're sorry? Poor you. Nor can thy shame give physic to my grief. That doesn't make me feel any better. Though thou repent, yet I have still the loss. You've done what you've done, but you've still hurt me. Yeah, you're sorry, but you've still hurt me. The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief. Doesn't do much for me. To him that bears the strong offense's cross. So you've crossed me, and you're crying because you say you're sorry, and you expect me to forgive you? Is that what's going on? Well, here's the couplet. Ah, but those tears are pearl, which thy love sheds. I'll say sheds instead of sheeds. And they are rich, and ransom all ill deeds. All right, you're forgiven. You're crying, fine. I see what's going on. But just listen to the words that have been used in this sonnet. This is anger. Base, rotten, storm-beaten, wound, disgrace, grief, repent, loss, offender, sorrow, offense, ill deeds. Someone's mad. So, is this a male or a female that is in Sonnet 34 or Sonnet 33? In Sonnet 33, the subject appears to be male because in line 11, 12, and 13, we get the he and the him, and it seems pretty apparent that the subject of the poem is a male, which we have a winner here. In Sonnet 34, the narrator appears to be male simply because in line 7, no man, the line, no man well of such a salve can speak. It could mean mankind. I'll grant it that, but it appears that it may be a man. And in line 12, since he's speaking indirectly, the offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offense's cross. It appears to be the narrator is also male. So we've got two males, a winner. We still don't know what kind of love this is, if this is a friendship love or if this is a sexual love, but let's pretend it's sexual, okay? Okay. Which, the other thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about Stanley Wells and Paul Edmondson's book is that they make an argument in here that people are always talking about how, oh, you know, Shakespeare was definitely straight, or oh, Shakespeare was definitely gay. But no one ever talks about the fact that Shakespeare may have been bisexual, and that bisexuals don't get the credit they deserve for what appears to be obvious, that Shakespeare seems to be able to switch his affections from male to female pretty easily without, so there's a possibility that he may be fully bisexual or not even think about all those things. So that's just an aside there. But also because the two poems are connected, it appears that the two males are having a thing with one another. It could still work with a female narrator, and I have heard a sonnet spoken by this female narrator, but in terms of the narrative, what's going on? Well, it does seem like there is this separation in the late 20s. There's this talk about death, which could be the death of the relationship, or it could just be poems written in the time of a pandemic. But then the clouds roll in, and there is something definitely going on in this relationship, whether it is just a friendship or if it's a love relationship. The narrator in Sonnet 34, there's actual anger striking out, especially in the couplet. Your tears are the only thing that make me feel better. I've made you cry? Good. Cry me a river. That's Sonnet 34. And I think it's amazing in a lot of ways. So if we were to consider dramatic possibilities for these poems, I really could see them, a romantic disturbance punches up any play. So I could see it in any play, really. In any of Shakespeare's plays, it could happen at any point. And whether it's because of a misunderstanding or not, or whether it's because of it's a permanent thing, it doesn't really matter. It could occur anywhere. It could occur, for instance, Posthumus and Imogen in Cymbeline, when Posthumus decides that Cymbeline, or he becomes convinced that she's been not faithful to him, he could send the sonnet along to her so that she knows that he's angry. It could be between Ophelia and Hamlet, a note left for Hamlet before Ophelia goes for her swim, if you know what I mean. It could be from Hermia to Lysander, or any of the other lovers in Midsummer Night's Dream who are bewitched, and they're the person that they used to love before, their attentions have been shifted to a different person. So I could imagine it in any number of combinations. What do you think? If you have an idea of where it could fit dramatically in any of Shakespeare's plays, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've read these poems. Let me know if you have a quibble with anything that I've said, or if you have particular observations that I missed during this discussion. Meanwhile, world, wonder, pay attention. I'm Tootight Lautrec. Until we meet again. Okay, now we can go have a drink.